So chocolate is not only delicious, it has a long history. It's been around for centuries, and the Connecticut Historical Society is celebrating just that with 3 special events. Here to tell us more and help us make a delicious chocolate treat is Jennifer Stedman, the programs manager for the Connecticut Historical Society. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you here, Jennifer. So I enjoy eating chocolate. I didn't know much of the history about it, but it's a long history dating back to the colonial times.
Yeah, this is a chocolate that's inspired by the 1700s and how colonial Connecticutans might have enjoyed chocolate. Usually they did it as a drink, but they would also make cupcakes that were actually made in teacups.
Wow.
So we made some in mugs today, and that's what we're gonna.
All right.
That's the recipe we're going to do.
And I know we're doing this because coming up this weekend, there's a couple events at the Historical Society.
The first is our chocolate and shopping event, which is...
It's a great combination, by the way.
I know, right? So that's Friday night.
Okay.
From 5 to 7, and you can come and shop and check out some of our great Connecticut-made. We have beautiful glass and some jewelry made with vintage buttons that I love. Cool. And we'll have lots of treats made from the chocolate and a chocolate lecture and demonstration and even some warm port with chocolate in it.
Because you had mentioned that's how they would have their chocolate back in the day.
Yeah, they would mostly drink it. So we're going to try that.
Let's get started with our recipe today.
Great.
And there's no box here. We're making this from scratch.
No. And this actually reminds me of a recipe that I would make with my grandmother for a hot milk cake. So the idea is that you're going to warm up. This is 2 cups of buttermilk.
Okay.
And then we're going to put a little butter in here.
And now I'm assuming you could obviously do it in the pan or in the cup itself, right?
Okay. Right. We could do, so we've also made some regular kind of more standard. So, and that's a cup of sugar. And what we're going to do is we're going to melt this.
Okay.
And let it get warm for a minute while we mix the dry ingredients.
So while that's happening, tell us a little bit about the Connecticut Historical Society. I know you guys have rotating exhibits, and it's interesting.
We do, and actually what I think is really great about this coming weekend is it's a really family-friendly place.
Oh, sure.
So we have our Making Connecticut exhibit, which has hands-on kitchens, and you can dress up, and really kids can climb in a canoe.
They love doing that, right? So there's a lot of activity for the whole family.
It's really terrific.
Okay.
All right, so the buttermilk is melting. And meanwhile, we're going to start our dry ingredients. So this is just 2 cups of flour.
Okay.
And then in here, I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
So that's all that is. And then this historical chocolate that we're using actually has some spices in it, but we're going to add a little bit more. This is a little ground ginger.
And you were describing that there's actually a little bit of a kick to it at the end, right?
There is. There's a little bit of like chili pepper flavor in this as well. So all that is going on. So once you've got
flavors, right?
I know. So that's pretty easy. So then since this is melted,
okay,
almost, the next thing we're going to put in is some of this period chocolate. And this is actually their drink mix, so it's already all ground up, as opposed to having to like grate it.
Yeah, that would be kind of a process, right? But this is how it would come?
Right. That
smells great.
So a more authentic experience might be to grate it yourself, but
I guess.
Who has time for that? So the idea is that you dissolve it in here.
Okay.
It's going to take just a minute.
All right, well, it's starting to smell delightful.
I know.
And I know that you have another event coming up on the 14th at the old G. Fox building in Hartford.
It's not it's at the Historical Society.
Oh, but we're focusing on it, sure.
Right. It is about holiday shopping at G. Fox. We have some of the actual store window decorations that we can show you. We even have the numbers above the elevator from G. Fox.
Wow. There's the building. I mean, it's still there, right?
I know. So we're going to talk about what a Christmas tradition that was and get to go into some of the behind-the-scenes spaces at the museum, which is really fun.
That's great, because I'm sure that was a tradition for so many people coming into Hartford and shopping there.
We do a lot of programs about G. Fox, and people always love to come and share their shopping memories. It's really fun. All right, so once this is all melted together, we're just gonna pour it right in and mix it, right?
Do you want me to mix?
Sure. Luckily,
Little spatula here. All right.
you're wearing a dark color, so.
Oh, that's okay. And then, did you have to? You don't have to butter those or anything. You just leave them as is.
Nope, because we put little cupcake papers in there, so it
Okay.
makes it really easy.
2 eggs. Is that what you're?
Yep, we're gonna put 2 eggs in there
Now, did you have to preheat the oven to anything?
to 350.
Okay.
So there's an egg.
Okay.
And I always just try to crack the eggs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh my gosh, it went all over you. Yep, that's my fault. Sorry. That's what happens when I decide to help.
Hey, so you just put them in the, it's not a big deal. Just put them in the,
The cups or the little.
yep. And it's actually pretty easy. It's a little messy, but, well, it can't be any messier. So you just kind of fill your cups up. Oops.
We are making a mess, but that's
We really
you know,
are.
it's fun in the kitchen, right?
And not too full. And you can just bake these right in the oven. I would put a tray under them in case, like me, you fill them too full, and then they go out over a little.
Great.
And they'll bake right in the cups. Regular cupcakes take about 15 minutes. The cups take about 18 to 20 minutes, so just, check on them.
Well, good. And then finishing off with a little frosting, right?
I know, and then they look totally adorable, like it's a,
Actual
right,
cupcake.
like this is a little whipped cream on
I
your
love it.
cup of cocoa.
Oh, I get it. There you
Yeah.
go. All right, well, we're going to
Super
dig
cute.
into these at the end of the show. Thank you so much for being here. And what's the website for the Historical Society again?
CHS.org.
And we'll find all the events there.
They'll be right there.
All right, up next, the Coastal Chordsmen give us a preview to their holiday concert when style returns. We'll be right back.